gonna do now. We are gonna go live on YouTube. We are live on YouTube. What is up, everybody out in Dynasty Fantasy Football land? What is up, everybody out in Dynasty Fantasy Football land? You know what? And I didn't double check one of my audio here. Let's just double check that real quick. You know what? And I didn't double check one of my audio here. Let's just double check that real quick. You know what? And I didn't double check one of my audio here. Let's just double check that real quick. Test. You know what? Test. I think that's better. I think it's better. I think the echo's finally gone. Sorry about the echo. I don't know why the audio input capture, I had one set to default. I think it's better. I think the echo's finally gone. Sorry about the echo. I don't know why the audio input capture, I had one set to default. I hate it. Anyway, I just gotta mute it once. Mute it once should be good. Going back up to the top here. I'm sorry about the camera, guys. It's Tuesday. It is late. It is 8:09 as I start the show. Sorry about the camera. I couldn't get my other camera source to work. And after 30 minutes of messing around with it, I just didn't want to do it anymore. So I almost didn't want to do this show at all anymore. But I owe it to you guys. I owe it to the people who actually tune in and watch this to give it to you guys. And I'm going to do my best and have some fun. Hopefully have some fun along the way. Let me just resize my windows here so I can do this in a better way. A better way for everybody. It is Tuesday. It is kind of late. It is week 9 of the Dynasty Fantasy Football Recap. Guys, we're so close. We are so close. I believe week 12 is the cutoff date for trades, but the trades did end technically in the NFL this past week, or actually last week, now that I think about it. But I believe our trade deadline is week 12. I'll have to double check that for you guys and maybe come back to you on a different show for that one. Like I said, I apologize if you're tuning in late or if you're just jumping on the live stream. I apologize for the quality of the camera. My camera just would not want to connect to my computer at all anymore. It was failing to recognize, and I didn't have the patience anymore. As you know, I work in IT, and I'm just over it. I'm gonna do a little venting. I am over it. I am not having fun doing it anymore, and so just having to troubleshoot stuff on my off time it's not worth it anymore. So sorry for the camera. I just plugged in my Logitech camera that I have just laying around. It's just a backup camera. Hopefully I'll feel better and feel more up to connecting the other camera next week and see if that works. But I do got a surprise. So it's Tuesday. It's kind of late. It's Dynasty Fantasy Football Recap. And courtesy of Alex, let's
roll those highlights.
That's right. Let's roll those highlights. Shout out to Alex, who was in the Dallas-Fort Worth area the past week. I hope you guys were able to hear that. If not, she's saying the magic words. Roll those highlights. The lovely waitress that Alex was very lucky to be around, I guess. I don't know. I think he was at Ojos Locos. I'm not too sure. But shout out to Alex for sending us that video. He's a good sport all weekend. Got to check out the Dallas Cowboys. Thanks, Rob. Thanks. Got to check out, Alex got to check out the Dallas Cowboys Denver Broncos game. And it wasn't that great. Not good. Robert Roca, who's not even in the league, is watching the show. So shout out to Rob, 247, I believe, on Twitter still. You're still on Twitter, right, bro? Rob is a good buddy of mine. We play Pokemon Go all the time. trading, just always sending gifts back and forth, and we're always popping up on raids. So Rob, my Pokemon bro, he's one of the, besides my son, Rob is one of the people who got me really into Pokemon as well. So shout out to Rob there for contributing to that addiction there. Apologize again for the lighting and the camera. As I said, my main camera is not working. Hopefully it'll be working again next week. And I'll put more effort into my lighting and more effort into this show. Going right into game one, I take on Joe, aka Stairway to Evans, me, aka the Mandalorians, and you can see there it wasn't even close. 134-78, my worst game of the season so far. I could even crack 80. As you can see here, I was projected to beat Joe, but those projections took an absolute dump. I don't know what happened. Herbert did show up for me. He had 31 points. He had Tyreek Hill at 7, but then he gets like Tyreek Hill at 7 points. That does not make sense. Then I have Myers, who was held to 1 catch, a 1 point, 0.3 points for Edmonds, who is doubtful for this week. And then Moss with 4 points, 17 points from Kelsey, who's kind of still under projections. And Gesicki there with the 9, 4 from McPherson is my backup kicker in New Orleans in my defense. Disappointing me 2 weeks in a row with 2 points there. Hopefully I get Kyler Murray back. Actually, I'm not too upset with my backup quarterback, who's ranked 10th right now, 99% rostered in the league, still up on that trading block if you guys are interested. Or hey, if you want Kyler Murray, guess what? I'm gonna throw Kyler Murray up on. Technically, Kyler Murray is ranked lower than my backup quarterbacks. So both quarterbacks are up. I need a decent running back. If you guys are stacked on running back, send one my way. I need one. I'm in the middle of the pack. You see there, Joe. Big points from here from Jonathan Taylor. He had 34 points showing up on Sunday. I believe it was on Sunday was that game. Devonte Adams with 10, 22 from Allen, 15 from Tannenhill. Joe playing some backups as well, but he didn't need his starters this week. He stomped all over me. Good one for Joe. Congratulations on getting that other win. And I dropped to 4-5, I believe, going on to game 2 of the league. Guess what? Big Brain Brian gets another win. That's 2 in a row after defeating me last week. This time he takes on Alex, who supplied the video earlier, 129-83. Good job for Brian finally showing up. He had good output from almost every player starting on his team except for his Green Bay defense, all up in double figures except for that defense. Good job there, Brian. Carson wins 24, 17 from Pim, which is all around decent outputs, and that helped him get the big win. Let's see where Alex kind of dropped the ball here. He had Hopkins here that had a big fat 0, so 0 points from DeAndre Hopkins, 4 points from Lamb. He did get 28 points from Mixon. That's a bright spot there. Pollard only 5, 9 from Mark Andrews there, 11 from Beasley, 10 from Tucker. Tucker is the automatic start in your kicker position, so you're going to keep starting him no matter what. You had Kenyon Drake there with 16. He is on the bench. I would be starting him if I were you, Alex, going forward. Do not replace a kicker. Actually, drop a kicker. I believe Tucker already had his bye week. Did he not? Let's double check. He had his bye week in 8. I would drop that kicker, Alex, and pick up somebody that you need maybe in the flex position. I think you're a little weak on wide receivers here, so you might want to swap somebody around, see if you can pick somebody off of waivers going into next week. Going on into game 3, we got Luis's high guy getting the big win against Jeremy. Final score 124-74 in a 50-point blowout. Lamar Jackson there with 32 points. Good job, Lamar Jackson, finally showing back up. He also got Mr. Christian Kirk with 16 points. 30 points from Chubb, who is now on the COVID-19 list. I am not sure if he is vaccinated. He is vaccinated, so as long as he gets 2 negative tests in a row within 24 hours of each other, he's going to be in that starting lineup. So guess what? It pays to be vaccinated if you're a player in the league. Unless you're Aaron Rodgers and you're going to lie about it. You know, that's just irresponsible. That's just bad. If you were to lie, without getting too political, to lie to an employer, you're going to get fired. But because he's Aaron Rodgers, he's not going to get fired. Nothing's going to happen to him. And this is his last year in Green Bay. And, you know, I'm just going to go out and say it. You people are taking horse medicine. It's hilarious. So maybe Olivia Munn was the sane one in that relationship, and we all just pointed the finger at the wrong person. Maybe it was Aaron Rodgers this whole time that is the bad guy. Jalen Hurts with 16 points, 9 points, and if you guys are upset with that, go stuff your butts with horse medicine. I don't care. Devonte Booker there with 15, 12 points for Ingram, and 12 points from Ezekiel Elliott. Jeremy will bounce back next week, I believe. He is the one team that put the beat down on Bravo and made them lose that first game of the year. So I think Jeremy will bounce back, and I mean, 74 points. You're gonna, yeah, it's just rough. It's a rough go this week. I think a lot of people had bad weeks this week. Going on to game 4, Bravo loses another one on the nail biter. This game was literally came down to the last minute with Cooper Kupp on the brisk of almost winning the game for Bravo, and I don't know if Bravo was paying attention to it or not. But Blackbeard's a light indicator. Freddie gets the 108-107 victory. You see Daniel Jones there with only 8 points. I mean, that was your backup quarterback. You're going to start Darnold going back into next week, I believe. Darnold's actually doubtful going into this week. Ooh. I don't know. So I was not aware that Darnold suffered an injury here that's going to put him out for a couple weeks, possibly the remainder of the fantasy football season. Daniel Jones, while reliable, I don't know if you're going to want to keep starting him, but that quarterback field does not look good. I mean, I don't want to help you win, Freddie, but let's take a look here. Let's see who we got on waivers in the quarterback position going into week 10. Let's go and just go to rostered. The most rostered quarterback we have available is Matt Ryan, who's 56% rostered in all leagues. Right below him is Baker Mayfield at 37. Then you got Trevor Lawrence, I believe. Yep, Trevor Lawrence. Tua Tackle, I can never say his name. This is why I'm never gonna work for ESPN. Tua, he's available at 32%, and then Mac Jones at 29. I would drop Jones. I would drop Darnold. I don't think Darnold's coming back. The injury report says a fractured. Let's look at that again. Sorry, dead air. Several weeks with a fractured scapula, whatever the hell that is. What is a fractured scapula? That is nuts. Yeah, I maybe pick up PJ Walker. Pick up his backup. Maybe he'll do good. Who knows? I'm trying not to help Freddie win, but you gotta go. You gotta go somewhere. So Bravo loses 2 in a row. They're going undefeated all year, so I think Bravo's gonna bounce back going to next week. Many points that he left on the bench. He started. I mean, I think it was just a bad week for you, Bravo. I think Allen's gonna bounce back. Rare game for Allen. 11 points. Look at his entire fan. This is the lowest output he's had. He's not gonna have lower than this. And if Allen would have, like I said, if Kupp would have had one more pass, it literally would have been for 10 yards, and there's the 2 points he would have won the game. And Joshua Allen, I mean, man, that's just really random that he had such a bad game. That was a 69 game. so low scoring, not all that great. George Kittle back, man. It's good to see George Kittle back. He's going to help you out there. You got a stacked team going forward, Bravo. I'm not going to worry about your team for the rest of the year. I do show one empty bench spot, so you might want to pick somebody up. You do have Derrick Henry on your injured reserve, so you are missing somebody on your roster that you can replace. So look into that and decide what you want to do going forward out there next week. Let's go into the final game of the week. Chris G, aka Fresh Prince of Hell, taking out Johnny's Draft Day losers, 134-104. Final score, big point output for James Conner, 40 points. Nobody saw that coming. Absolutely insane. Got you the big one there. Also there with Marquise Brown, with 20 points. Sorry, my dyslexia is screwing me up there. It's good to see Dak Prescott back with 19 points there for you, Johnny. Alvin Kamara there with 20. You're going to bounce back too. I don't see this being a recurring situation for the year for you. But look at Chris's team. You got three players on IR. I really doubt Edwards-Helaire comes back, so you're probably looking to dropping him altogether. Thomas might be coming back, and Ridley, it's tough. I have Ridley in 2 of my other leagues, and I just don't know what to do with them, because it's like, maybe he comes back, maybe he doesn't. I am sorry. It says recap week 9, and it's actually recap week 10. I'm gonna update that right now. Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, just going forward, let's just see what's going on. Enough scores and highlights, right? Let's hand out some Week 9 awards going into the week. Lamer of the week, Green Elite of the week. It almost happened to me. I almost picked up another one, but it's gonna go to the team with the lowest score of the week, and that is gonna be Jeremy's Edge and Christian McCaffrey with a low score of 74 points. Going into Shocker of the week, I believe it's gonna have to go to. We have any? Even though Brian's a 10th place, I'm gonna have to put it on Brian getting Shocker of the week because we would not have guessed he would have won 2 in a row, much less 2 games in a row, 2 games in the whole season. His team name is Free Win, so him getting the win is hilarious. So congratulations to Brian on getting that win over Alex. And Player of the week, the team with the most points of the week, looking at 130. Oh, we had 2 teams at 134 points. It's a mere fraction separating these 2 guys, but it's going to go to Chris with 134 points, 0.56 over Joe's 134.02. So congratulations there on that. Let's look at Pick'em's League before we wrap up the show. Make those picks in the Dynasty Fantasy Forever League. Oh man, going into our standings, Johnny takes the lead, 94 points. We're technically kind of tied, but I guess tiebreakers is going to decide Johnny is the winner. Me and him are just flip-flopping back and forth, and we got an 8-pick lead over Alex. I don't know what happened with Alex this past week, but we put up some ground on Alex this week. Me and Johnny neck and neck. I don't remember being part of a Pick'em's League where I was this close with somebody the entire time, so that is pretty awesome that we're both there. Going into this week's matchups, I do not want to be reminded that I lost again. I'm taking on Alex. I'm projected to win 126 to 113. You got Bravo taking on Draft Day Losers. We'll pay close attention to this game. Maybe Bravo's going to bounce back, but if not, we'll see if Johnny can get the win. We got a bunch of lower seed taking on high seeds. We got Luis taking on Freddie, Brian taking on Jeremy, and Chris taking on Joe, and probably the closest pairing there, the 3 and the 4 seeds going back and forth to each other. Joe is projected to score a massive amount of points this week, so we'll see what happens with that with vested interest. Guys, thanks for tuning in once again. Thanks for being a part of the show. I turned it around. I turned it around this week. I'm a little bit in a better mood, and I just got to do this one more time.
Roll those highlights.
One more time, that was it. So on that note, set those teams, pick those picks, and we're gonna get somebody to say that for the next show. See you guys next week on the recap.